we go. Okay, so the reason I'm so excited is still does a rifle build, which we already see he's not. But because of how much ThorzaiN likes his rifles, I still expect him to go into rifles, and I'm interested to see how Foggy counters it. That's a super interesting AOW. What the hell is he? Oh, so Foggy is going Tavern Hero, of course. So what hero do we expect to see here? So way back in the day, Dark Ranger actually used to be a popular pick on Echo Owls. Now, I almost have never seen Foggy go Dark Ranger. So if he is opening up a Tavern build against Human, I expect a Panda. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's going to experiment and try something.
Firelord?
No, not Firelord.
Pitlord? Did you see my game against Ankus, the guy who's in the chat, where he went Pitlord on this map?
No.
And his Pitlord got like level 6 or something, or 7, and he was cleaving my entire army. He was so sick.
Pitlord is really good. And now the thing is, it's hard to get him. It's hard to creep him up to level 3. You kind of have to abuse AOW creep mechanics. Not abuse, but use AOW creep mechanics if you're going to go Pitlord. I actually really like going Pitlord. I've been experimenting with Pitlord first in Night Elf Mirror with some success. Not a ton of success, but some success.
On NA though, right?
On NA. So
okay,
take it with a grain of salt. But I'm beating like, I'm playing against, 70, 80% players and still getting some wins with Pitlord. So it's fun. Anyway, so let's see if we do see Panda. My guess is Panda, but other options include Pitlord, Alchemist, or Dark Ranger, but I expect to see a Panda.
I think Dark Ranger.
And from ThorzaiN, we see a straight expand. So a lot of times on this map, you see the Human, I'm sure you comment on this, go for the Merc camp first to just get access to those mercenaries so that you're able to defend your expand. But no, ThorzaiN is saying, I'm just going right for it.
He missed the detonate on the Water Elemental actually, but he got the Archmage. Oh, that's so nicely done.
Very well done by ThorzaiN to make sure that he got the experience. And that experience is important, getting the level 2 on Mage. And ThorzaiN sees this big fat panda coming, and he says, screw this. I messed up. I'm not doing this creep. So
screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, basically. But really well played by Foggy to make the decision of, nah, I'm not going to go creep. I'm just going to try and slow you down. And ThorzaiN is going to say, well, that idea didn't work. I'm going to switch up my game plan and I'm going to tech instead. So ThorzaiN just started his tech to tier 2, and Foggy did the exact same. So their tech is almost identical at this point.
Damn. Oh, he finished the creep with the Ancient of War, I think. Wait, did he not? I thought he did.
Let me see experience. I'm not, actually I can't tell.
Yeah, I think he did.
That creep gives so little experience.
Yeah.
All right, so we see Panda coming out first. Now, you have a couple different ways to play Panda. The way I like to do it isn't the way that a lot of other people like to do it. I like to go mass AoE, mass Dryads. So the idea is the counter to Dryads are Riflemen, and the counter to Riflemen are high-level AoE heroes. So the thing that I like to do when I go Panda first is you either go Pitlord or Alchemist second, and you go mass Dryads, and you try and play aggressively as soon as that first Dryad comes. Now, whether or not we see that from Foggy, who knows? But a nice Jack incoming. He's trying to creep this Panda level 3. ThorzaiN knows that Panda sucks when he's level 1. He's going to say, all right, well, you jack me. I'm going to come over and jack you. Foggy does hire the Priest to try and stop this.
It's going to be a TP, I think. If he just targets the Panda, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it has to be a TP.
This is amazing for ThorzaiN, I think. Oh my god, Lightning Shields! As a parting gift.
Okay, he separates his units very quickly, but ThorzaiN is going to clean up that camp in addition to getting the item, which isn't a good item. He got the Ring of Regeneration, so he could have gotten either Mana Pendant or Boots of Speed there, which would have been way, way better. But either way, that's one Ring of Regeneration that's not on the... which actually would have been a pretty good item in this position for...
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be really hard to get level 3 now. For Panda, like you talk about Pitlord having a hard time sometimes getting that, I think for Panda that's true as well in this kind of game, even though He's got a good amount of archers and the one troll berserker as well to try and get that. Like, what do you creep next? I guess you go all the way at the top, do the small green camp.
Yeah, it's very, very similar actually. So
And Blood Mage second for ThorzaiN, which is amazing against mana. It's basically the dream. You just take all of his mana away.
it's a great pickup. I'm kind of interested to see if... Oh, and he did. So the Ogre just on the Panda, meaning Panda went Drunken Brawler second, which I think Drunken Brawler is an underrated.
Yeah.
I usually pick up Drunken Brawler at level 4 when I go Panda. I think Drunken Haze is still really strong for level 1.
It's very hard to have the mana for both, to be honest.
True, yeah. Unless you get something like a mana pen or a greater mana potion.
Wisps coming in. Actually, that could skyrocket that Panda to level 3 here if ThorzaiN keeps going. Doesn't quite get the deny here. That Panda, it's hard.
And we do see ThorzaiN transitioning into rifles. This is what I expected, especially when his expansion attempt failed. You just kind of go into this one base rifles. So we do see second rifle is joining the field, and we see a priest joining the field as well. And ThorzaiN doing a great job. So those the footmen took a lot of breath of fires, but ThorzaiN is backing them up. So he's like, okay, go ahead, use all your mana, get my footmen down to red. I'm gonna back them up, and I'll use a priest or an arcane, my shop to heal them up.
He was gonna go for the pull, but ThorzaiN already pulled the camp himself. Okay, I think that Panda really needs boots, by the way, to be able to run out of the range. Oh, that was close. He needs boots to be able to run out of the range of Siphon here. And Greater Healing is going to be picked up.
Yeah, Greater Healing Potion is pretty massive.
Why is he not siphoning?
So even he didn't even get that last hit with that breath of fire. So all of that went to the way of ThorzaiN. From Foggy, we do see a second hero of a Demon Hunter. I would not have expected that,
wow.
But okay, interesting. Usually, if you're going to go Demon Hunter Panda, you go Demon Hunter first, because Demon Hunter has more out. But yeah, we see a Demon Hunter coming out from Foggy. Interesting.
Wow, he's going to use all the Moonwells. He's going to pull Wisps. He's looking to try and mana burn the Blood Mage. If the Blood Mage completely runs out of mana, it's actually going to be hard for him to siphon properly, even though Siphon's very cheap. He's blocking the Blood Mage. Oh my god, the Greater Healing wasn't transferred yet. There's still a Breath of Fire to work with.
This is actually something I wanted to comment on about the Blood Mage. When the Blood Mage is mana siphoning, you essentially have two options, right? You either run away from it, or you just right-click the hell out of it.
Oh!
And the Blood Mage goes down. Foggy opted for that second option, right-click the hell out of him. And when you do that, that level 1 mana drain actually isn't that good. Level 2 is super strong. That level 1 isn't that great. So now we see the Demon Hunter come back, getting healed by the priest, and he's going to be A-okay. But when you focus that Blood Mage, you force him to stop siphoning, because Blood Mage doesn't have a lot of HP. So when you focus him, force the human player to make that decision, and the human player then has to make the decision, okay, do I keep draining, or do I run away and cancel my siphon?
Yeah, it's fights are crazy. Archmage gets level 3, but it's not going to do much. There's a ton of Dryads already out on the fields. And now Foggy is going for tier 3. Demon Hunter gained a whole bunch of XP in that fight as well. Panda has no TP, so he needs to be careful not to get surrounded here. Dryad is going to get chased down. Looks like Panda is going to be able to get out here. I'm surprised ThorzaiN is playing this aggressive. It feels like he could just go creep. But he really wants to try and inflict some damage onto Foggy. I think knowing that there is no Moonwells maybe is what's motivating him to play like this.
One of the downsides of Dryads is because they also have a mana, similarly to that Priestess of the Moon of the Foggy matchup before, they're just hard to heal with Moonwells. So when those Dryads take damage, you can't use your Moonwells to heal them. So you either have to use heal scrolls or rejuvenations, or in this case he's using a Troll Shadow Priest, but it kind of feels bad having to heal those Dryads as a Night Elf.
Yeah, it's Ancient of War is holding strong for now, even though it's having to be repaired by quite a few Wisps. I guess Foggy already had a nice wood bank.
Yeah.
He gets a mana pot and he's gonna get right back in there.
And even with losing those wisps, he's sitting at 500 wood going into tier 3. What that tells me...
I don't like the siphon on the Demon Hunter, that does nothing. He needed to save that for the Panda. Now there's gonna be another Breath of Fire. There wouldn't have been one if he had saved that immediately. Yeah, there it is. A lot of units are taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, and that... when those priests are healing, when you throw those breath... priests are gonna end up healing themselves rather than rifle. So, or however that works, but they're healing, you know, doing that damage forces them to heal. So that Breath of Fire just does some massive damage and forces those priests to heal. And all the while, Foggy is going to be tier 3, and that Master Bear upgrade... Oh, that's actually kind of a misplay from Foggy. He just queued up the Master training.
Yeah.
He hit tier 3 about 30 seconds ago or so. So usually when you're going bears, you want to queue up that Master training the second that you hit tier 3. So he's even letting this bear come out. Usually what you would do is you would cancel that bear to get that Master training a little bit faster. But another misplay from Foggy, running his bear into this rifle army. Now, he's going to use Rejuvenation and Moonwells to save it, but two kind of little minor mistakes coming out from Foggy.
And militias are gonna come in now. Those bears are gonna have to save the day here in a second. There's not gonna be any sorceress to actually slow them, so they could end up being pretty nice. A Staff of Preservation would be good, but I guess there's not exactly too many Moonwells to work with either. I guess... Wait, he already used all the wisps, right?
Yeah, I do not see any wisps on the... there's two...
Which, to be honest, kind of freed supply for him to get like a clean 50 supply in just pure units.
You know what? Another mistake from Foggy. This is pretty big. Over in the middle of the map.
It feels like he needs the orb.
Yeah, he should have orb. The two things, as Night Elf, the two things you do right at tier 3 is you buy orb and you get Bear Master Train. So another like little mistake. Like Foggy is making these mistakes that he doesn't always make. So because of these mistakes, I'm kind of interested if ThorzaiN's going to be able to take this. Now, he's focusing down these bears. You'll see it's 5 rifle against 5 bears, and he's still able to kind of push these bears back with the priests healing behind him. Now, we do see the one tower going up with piercing damage during the upgrade is going to force him to cancel it.
He must not have Abolish, by the way, because that Dryad has enough mana to remove the Water Elemental, but it's not doing anything about it. And Panda's the one with the Orb of Venom somehow.
Interesting.
He's actually pushing him back.
To be honest, it doesn't really matter which hero.
Oh, the Panda! He blocks it!
That crit! That crit! Oh, and the Panda is going to go down!
Oh
Holy
my god.
sugar booger. Foggy is making so many mistakes.
He almost had the gold for a Staff of Preservation, which would have been nice as well.
And guys, the reason you know, you don't want to point out players' mistakes all the time, but Foggy is making a ton of mistakes. He doesn't. Foggy is one of, if not the best elf player in Europe, and one of the best elf players in the world. So for him to be making mistakes, he is not playing up to his own standards. I guarantee that if Foggy goes back and watches this replay, he's not going to be...
Oh my god, yeah, the Troll Berserker I just saw. In the middle.
Yeah. And that Troll Berserker is actually really strong against Riflemen, too.
Oh my god.
So having that in your army, just pumping out that 30 damage per second or whatever it is super beneficial. And Foggy did remake a couple wisps. He just detonated them. But he only has 110 lumber. And those bears cost 80 wood each, I think. I'm a Night Elf player, Kappa. Yeah. So he can only make one more bear at this point.
Losing the shop hurts here, because even one single mana potion can change a lot. But there is some Moonwells. Actually, there is a ton of Moonwells. Oh my god, if the Panda can make it there, because the Blood Mage doesn't have that much mana right now. He can get mana burn as well. Goes for the Archmage, he's gonna force the TP out.
Forcing that TP is huge, because that's gonna push up to that 50 food and put him in a position to actually be able to take a risk.
I don't know why, but you're breaking off quite a bit. I think maybe after this we can try to do a call instead of being in a channel. Sometimes that works better.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can run a speed test on my I think
I think sometimes like voice programs, they just gonna derp. I think having an invuln on the Panda would be one of the best things ever, by the way. He gets 2 healing scrolls though. Because like you can just start using that as soon as the Siphon is activated, but ThorzaiN is playing so aggressive, like he's so scared of hero level 5.
Yeah,
he does not want to let that happen.
from an elf perspective, you actually expect this aggression because you know if the game goes late and the human player allows you to break into that 60 food army, there's a massive difference between 50 and 60. And once you break into that 60 food army,
yeah, there's a 10 difference.
10 difference. Thanks. Yeah, he did the math.
I got your back, bro.
But there is a very big fighting potential difference between a 50 and a 60.
Yeah, 10.
Oh putain. Alright.
Panda is level 5. Oh my god. He needs to remake shop. Even anti-magic potion, if you can strafe a little bit between the spells and everything.
Yeah, anti-magic potion is a very as Night Elf, you almost only see it like when you play and stuff like that.
Oh, you already popped the scroll.
That's really pop. And Panda did use that Moonwell, all of that mana. So he's going to run in, throw Breath of Fire, and then just run away.
It looks like there's too much human here.
Oh my goodness. And look at the tier 1 ranged units beating the tier 3 melee units.
Mate, shut up. You're gonna talk about tier 1 range unit being OP, you at least need to talk about fiends. Like Orb Corruption, they kill anything.
Oh my goodness. But in all seriousness, so Foggy definitely made his fair share of mistakes this game. But yeah, it looks like these rifles are overwhelming. By the way, no damage upgrades. That's kind of a mistake on ThorzaiN.
Yeah, it's so cheap. It's actually so cheap to get the +1.
Why does he not have 1 damage upgrade?
Because he wanted half a rifle more.
Yeah, I can kind of understand not getting the second one, because that's a little bit expensive, but not getting the first one it feels like a mistake.
Hey, there's this spell, bro. Actually, oh, okay, he missed the first one maybe, but the second one lands.
Dispel coming out, but just the food. ThorzaiN aggression is paying off here, and it looks like he is going to take game 1.
There's actually so much army, I think even Panda 6 doesn't win it here.
That is what he's banking on here. He's banking on back. That is not going to be enough. Can you dispel anti-magic potion? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And that's something
Thank God you can.
I don't think it should be able to be.
Yes, mates. Don't, please don't.
Town is under siege.
See, isn't it so good to be able to talk different?
It's like Warden thinking instead of peasant lines, using Fine of Knife on everything.
A player's forces are under attack.
Who is co-caster? It's me. It's me, QQs. I'm the co-caster. I'm just kidding. I'm Lotto. Nice to meet you. But anyway, so level 5 Panda, but he doesn't have enough mana for that Breath of Fire. So a bear himself. He transferred one of those claws over to the demon, and he venom on the demon hunter, but it was a little too late for that. And just ThorzaiN's aggression paid off, as I mentioned before, and he takes game 1 against Foggy. Well played, ThorzaiN.